Hi, welcome to Conservative Apologetics. The question I have in my mind is this. Is it a good idea to give the President of the United States, one man, control over the most technologically advanced communication medium ever invented? And that is the Internet. The President of the United States wants control, and there's a U.S. Senate bill being proposed right now that would hand the White House the power to disconnect private sector computers from the Internet. Now think about that. The power lies solely in the White House to disconnect private sector computers. The bill is S773, which stands for Senate 773. And CNET has obtained a copy of the 55-page draft, and they've gone through it. And the new version says it allows the president to declare a cybersecurity emergency relating to non-governmental computer networks, and to do what's necessary to respond to the threat. Now, what could be classified as a threat? Gee, this bill doesn't really say. Now let's think for a moment back to Iran. When Ahmadinejad was being elected, and here just a couple months ago, a month ago or so, and the people rose up and said, you know what, we think this is a fraudulent election. We think this is a fraudulent election. And they took to the streets and they demonstrated and they stood against the government. Ahmadinejad, because it's a government-controlled media, shut down the media, or just put propaganda in it about, how the protesters were U.S.-backed and British-backed rabble-rousers. And so the only way the outside world got information about what was going on there was through the Internet. It was through the Internet. It was through things like Twitter, Facebook, MySpace. And the information flowed to the Western world to where we really had a grasp and understanding of what was going on. And then eventually the government shut that down. Do we really want to put the most technologically advanced medium for communication mankind has ever known into the hands of one man who is an extremist, who has extremist friends, who has extremist views? I don't think that's a good idea, America. I don't want one man, determining what a national emergency is and whether I can communicate via YouTube. Now, a new report came out here just the other day, and I don't have it in front of me, but a new report came out, I believe it was just yesterday on the Drudge Report, about how there are people collecting now information from all the various sites that are cooperating with the government. YouTube happens to be one of them. Google, other such places. And collecting that information and putting it together. The government is now changing their stance on cookies. Prior, due to privacy concerns, the government was not allowed to set cookies and track where you were going. Now Obama wants to change that and say, no, we need to set cookies so we can track where people go who come to government websites. So this guy is really seeking to gather information about those who oppose him, information about those who just visit government websites. Is it any business of the United States government, if you want to go to whitehouse.gov, senate.gov, house.gov, or the State Department or Homeland Security or wherever, and take a look at what's going on in your country? This is your country, America. And he wants to be able to track you because you came on to your website. The whitehouse.gov does not belong to Barack Obama. It does not belong to the United States government. It belongs to us, America. It belongs to us. We pay the bills for it. That healthcare reform website that cost him $14 million to make belongs to you and me. Now, he's wanting to track your movement on the Internet now with cookies. Why does he want to know where you go on the Internet? Why does he care? Does he want to see if you're hanging around on some left-wing wacko websites and he'll be concerned about you? I don't think so, America. He's wanting to see whether you're on him, with him, for him, or against him. As they say down here in Texas, are you for him or against him? You know, he wants to know if you support him or not. I'm telling you, this guy's gathering information he has no business gathering. And now he wants to take over control of the internet. America, it's time to call the United States Senate and tell them no to Senate 773. To call the White House and say, look, stop invading my privacy with all your cookies and your tracking and your gathering of information. Stop it. This is not the Soviet Union. You do not gather information on private citizens. As a YouTube contributor on Conservative Apologetics, which our website is www.youtube.com/TrueAmericaLives. Because True America does live. But Barack Obama's vision of True America isn't my vision. And the way his approval ratings are going straight down, it's not America's vision either. Tell him to keep his hands off this medium of free exchange, the internet. This is a medium in which someone like me from Texas can voice my opinion to the world. He doesn't like that idea. America, stand strong. Thanks for watching Conservative Apologetics.